Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. So today I'm going to show you how to make a very simple gift for your loved one for Valentine's Day. This is just going to be a very simple blacksmith's heart. The starting material that we're starting with today is 8 inches long. I will attempt to take and do the calculations of the metric, and I will put them somewhere here on screen. Now, this is 8 inches long, and we're going to lay off a center point, which would be 4 inches, and then we will come in from each end 1.5 inches. The 1.5 inches is going to begin our tapers for one side of the heart, and the 4-inch part, that is going to be crucial to take and thin down to make the peak of the heart, or the bottom of the heart. So that's the main layout, and this material here is 1/8 inch thick, or 3.175 millimeter. So like I said, I'll put the dimensions of everything I laid out here on the screen, and I hope you guys will enjoy this video. Okay, I've taken the liberty of go ahead and punch marking just all one side. So we're going to start with our first 1.5 inch set down, or 38 millimeter set down. We're going to draw this right on down here. So we're just wanting to draw this down to a point. You don't have to go really long with this, but you can go as long as you like. Just try to aim for about the same taper, the same amount of taper with your other piece if you can. Once again, we just want that to start at that 1.5 inch point as a reference and work itself forward. And just bring it back to dimension if you can. I know I'm going off camera there for a second. I'm just doing that to straighten it up. So there you go. So now you can see the center point here, the center point touch mark, which is right in this area here. If you can see that, it's right there. Now we're going to come over here to the other end, and we're going to draw it down as well. And then we're going to take and draw down the center section, trying to leave this section alone. So I'll be right back with you. Alrighty, so now that we've got our ends drawn down, now we're going to focus on hammering and thinning out just this center. I won't come clear up here on the horn. Sorry about the bad camera angle. And I'm just going to try to thin out just that area where that center punch mark is. So I'm going to do my best to keep that center punch mark on top and keep the back or the spine straight. I'm going to readjust this camera a little bit so you can see that going on. But that's what we're looking for. Okay, so here we are. Once again, we're going to try to find this area right in the center and try to just squeeze this area down and keep the back straight. So we'll come back here. I know I'm out of the camera zone, but there's only so much a guy can do to keep everything all in the level. Now don't go too crazy with this. We're just trying to get just a good example point here to look at, just a good reference point. So true it up on the horn at a thicker location, and then keep it all in the same plane, all the same surface plane. So this is what you should have by now. So there we go. We're not trying to stretch that middle out that much. All we're trying to do is just hammer it down to where we've got this nice depression. So now the next trick of this is going to be bending this. We got to bend this right in two. For that, we're going to come right out here to the tip of the horn, and we're going to start bending this piece around. So now we got this where we can bend it around. So we just go ahead and bend it over the horn a little bit. Start forging it back. Try to keep that bend dead center of that part that you created there. Okay? Just right around the horn here. We're going to end up tightening this up here in a second. But it's imperative that you keep that bend and everything looking the same. Okay? So that's what we're working on. Just keep coming back to the anvil, dressing that area up. You want that to have a nice smooth transition on both sides. So just take whatever time it takes to get that dressed nicely. And there you have it. Starting to look like a heart yet? It will once we get it done. So now the next trick to this is we need to actually bend. Now that we've got some rigidity here and we've got another place we can bite onto it, being this area right here. Now we can grab onto that. You know, we can make sure this is cool. And now we can actually start bending these around into the heart shape, the top of the heart. Then after we get those mostly to shape, we're going to come back and we're going to finish dressing this out so it looks more heartly. Now we want to start at the crook of the heart, work over the broad part of the anvil first, but then slowly work up towards the horn of the anvil to start pushing that heart shape around. Now what you want to pay attention to is the inside dimension of this heart, not necessarily outside, because it's the inside that's going to give it the impression or the look of a heart. So take your time and curl this up nicely. So I'm just cold working this right now, just get a little extra movement out of it. But now you can see that's starting to shape around. See, it's starting to come together as a heart. Now I'm going to keep hitting this on around and tightening this up in the next heat. I'm going to focus more of my heat right here in this part of this. I'm going to try to get this to bend a little bit more, and then I'm going to come out here on the tip and curl that in a bit more. After I get that done, I'll just go ahead and curl around the other part. Okay, now that you got those done, now it's time to start coercing this into more of a point shape. Now the reason why you want to have the tops of the hearts done before you do this portion is it just helps hold everything a little more true and you keep everything together like it's supposed to. So you want to make sure that you keep this area here good and cool, so this way they stay together, so to speak. So this way they stay together and they don't move past one another. And then we're just going to try to forge out this bit into a bit of a point. And that's going to complete our heart shape as what you see here. So this is just one way of making a heart. It's a fairly simple heart. There's plenty of room to take and stamp a loved one's initials into it. And so we're going to go ahead and get that point forged out a little bit and, you know, take a couple heats to do that. Bring this portion here to a really high color temperature, almost a welding heat, and then drive this out. That's the aim here. You don't want to put a bunch of nicks on the backside, so you need to use something like either a rounding hammer or a rounded ball peen or something like that to drive that point out while supporting it on the anvil tip. And when you do that, you're going to see the result here in just a second. So now that we got that done, You want to take and make sure you put your touch mark on it there for her, so she knows that it came from you and not Rico Suave. That way she can fully thank you for it. I hope she doesn't have a Rico Suave in her life unless you're that Rico. And here we go. I'll just give her a little brush here. Now there's a lot more you could do with this. You can rivet it to something else. You can leave it simple, punch holes in it, put rivets in it. You could put beveled edges on it. But this is a pretty basic heart that you can do yourself with just the right type of material. You can do this out of thicker material, obviously. Whatever tickles your fancy. And the applied finish on this would probably be a boiled linseed oil finish or a wax of some sort coating, whichever tickles your fancy again. So there you all go. So thank you all for watching this video. I really hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, give it that big thumbs up and let me know in the comment section down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, you may want to consider it. Hit that big old subscribe button and the jingly bell for more notifications. I make new videos every single day. Thank you all for watching. Once again, God bless you, and we'll catch you on the next one.